Right, this is yesterday's yarn because I haven't finished it because I only managed like 5 rows of this because I was catching up on the other one. I was predicting a nice darky green to bring in these tones. What did I get? I swear that is literally the same colour. You know, like, it is, right? It's like on day, what was it, 2 and 3? Those are literally the same colour as well. You can't tell where that joins. I mean, I guess I don't need to slip stitch. That's a bonus. All right, good morning. We are far enough through the month and at the chaos portion where there are 2 more days left of work that I don't know what I've done with my tripod. Yesterday I did do the undercoat on most of the wardrobe. I've now found out that I also need to do the ceilings. I was doing everything I could to get out of painting the ceilings because anyone who's seen me paint, everything gets covered in paint. So I'm really, really hoping... Oh, you want my knife, do you? You silly numbnuts. I'm really hoping that I can get the ceilings done quickly. Or something happens along the line and Dave says, actually, I can do ceilings way faster because you're doing them in such a terrible way. That would be ideal because I'm not very good at ceiling painting. And undercoating is just soul destroying, but I've got the wardrobe done because the plan is, now that the plaster is done, if we can get the wardrobes painted, we can get the wardrobe inners installed, and that means that these great big wooden things are out of the way, which makes it easier for when the flooring guys come in. We still need to water a solar shed. We still need a digger to dig the space to put the solar shed on. We still need to lay some concrete to install a solar shed. And then all the new solar equipment needs to go into the new solar shed, and then there needs to be a trench dug so that the electrician can come and connect the old solar shed to the new solar shed to the house. And then we've got electricity in the house. And when we've got electricity in the house, we can get the plumber back because the plumber can't install the water pump until there's electricity. So, yeah, there's a few extra steps when you're off-grid, but I'm just focusing on what I can control. And I can control the colours of the paint. Are you having a bark, bro? Okay, so Rocky's had a strange morning. He's a little hunched over. He's a little slow. So he has been given a quarter of a painkiller. But he's eaten his breakfast, no trouble. And he's moving around fine now. And I don't think that his quarter Panadol has had time to kick in yet. But we shall see. Today's the market day at the school. I will try and get some footage of things that the kids have made. I will definitely get some footage of what my nephew's made because there's no way I'm going to be able to avoid him. But by the sounds of the things going back and forth in the group chat this morning, he's not ready. And my sister needs to go to work because she's also currently a teacher, but she works at a different school. Right, so you will have seen this morning the jumper. This morning's yarn is this colour. This is yesterday's yarn because I haven't even wound today's into a ball. I mean, they're quite even stripes at this point, but this one's got the exact same shade. I was predicting a dark green. It's not. It's the exact same shade of goldy brown. Don't blow away because I've just... There's little bits of rain and there's a little bit of wind. And the high today is 25 degrees, so it couldn't be better for a market at school. The rain is not going to settle. If it settled for a little bit, it would make it so humid later on, but there's just enough cloud cover that it's going to keep the temperature down while the kids are outside, so I'm happy with that. Right, where are we up to? We're up to a point where we're less scandalous if I was to finish here. But where does that get to? If that's on my shoulder, we're still that much from my belly button, which means that we're still at least that much from being done the body. This is day 10. I haven't put any day 11 yarn on here yet. It's definitely shorter at the back because of the bust shaping. Yeah, so I'm just going to have to measure the back of one of my favourite jumpers and get the length right, because I think what I'm going to do is work out, once once I get the body done, and I think I will use black for the rib, then I can work out how many days of yarn are left, and I can do one arm and one arm with the leftover days of yarn, and then finish up with grey at the bottom and do a small grey ribbed collar. Because I remembered this about the other time. I've made the Ursa jumper, or Ursa Major I think, jumper, and this is the Ursina. And I remember not liking the neckline when it was finished, and then picking it all up and just doing a ribbed one, because it does curl in. I am wondering whether or not I just pick up and do an I-cord edge, because otherwise it's going to be quite a high neckline, and I don't like a particularly high neckline. I get really claustrophobic. Since the concussion, I get even more claustrophobic. There are some days where I can't shower with the shower door closed because it's too claustrophobic. Anyway, I don't know what I've done with my tripod. But in other news, yesterday I had a package arrive and I got all excited because I got a box from the Ribbon Rose. Except I got a bag from the Ribbon Rose, and I did order some plush amigurumi yarn from the Ribbon Rose. So I wasn't expecting the box. And so I just opened the box without considering what could have been inside. This is my Secret Santa gift. So that's exciting. So I know what's in here, but now I'm going to show you what's in here. It's got nobody's address on the back because they've blocked it out. It's just a reused box. So that's exciting. I know what's in here. So this is from the Kiwis Who Cowl and Crochet, or Knit and Crochet, or something group on Facebook, and it was a Secret Santa you could sign up for. I sent mine away last month, because I didn't know how long it was going to take with delivery, and I wanted to get organised because I still haven't got to the postage shop yesterday, mostly because it was too hot. Anyway, what's in here? I have got, this is the best flavour of chocolate that's out there, Whittaker's Peanut Brittle. Like, if you know a Whittaker's Peanuts lab, 10 out of 10. But peanut and caramel brittle, it's even better again. Like, it's so good. I do need to put this into the fridge because it's hot and I don't want to ruin this. It's done well to remain intact while travelling, and then the 30 odd degrees. So what else have we got? We've got Whittaker's Artisan Squares. And what flavours are these? These are assorted, and the flavours are sea salt and caramel brittle. 10 out of 10. Sea salt and caramel brittle. Is it 2 of them? With saffron. I don't know that flavour. Dark plum and roasted almonds. Ooh. West Coast buttermilk caramelised. I do like that one. Nelson pear and Manuka honey. I don't know if I know that one. And then Wellington roasted coffee supreme. That's cool. These I will take down to dessert with the in-laws at some point. Then there's a strawberry face mask. It's one of those creepy ones where you just put it on top of your whole face. So that's exciting. I think I'm going to do that on Friday after, well, Friday, tomorrow. I'll do it on Friday after dinner. Or maybe I do it at the end of the weekend after a weekend of painting. Yeah, I don't know. At some point soon, I'm going to do that. And the other thing here is an overnight lip mask with vanilla extract. And if there are 2 flavours that I like as far as the scent goes, strawberry and vanilla. So that is fantastic. And then there's 2 balls of yarn. So this one's kind of a brick orange, and this one is, what would I call it? Like a warm flesh tone? Yeah. I mean, I hadn't heard of Fiddlesticks yarn until Annie sent me some, and now I've got more of them. It's anti-pilling, Superb 8. I have no idea where it comes from, in terms of where it was purchased, as opposed to where it comes from, because it says it's made in Turkey. So much yarn is made in Turkey these days. So I'm going to have to think of something that I can do with these balls of yarn. So that's exciting. It's a good size yarn. I use mostly DK weight yarn, so this is cool. This is nice. This is soft. I feel appreciated and loved. So, yeah, a successful Secret Santa. And when you put everything in the box, it's a very similar colour palette to the top of my jumper. So these are the colours of Christmas this year. I still can't get over the fact that there's so many brown tones. It's now at the point where every time I open the container, it's like I know it's going to be a brown. Surely it's going to get to a green. You know, surely. I'm expecting that there'll be a green and a grey in there somewhere. I was expecting to see a purple at some point, because there was a picture of like southern mountains with a stream, and some forest and stuff, and some rocks, and that's what was the picture that went along with when you signed up for the yarn advent. So I was anticipating it to be, yes, some of these tones, but also the purples and the greens and the greys and the blues that you get with that kind of landscape. I was definitely not expecting such a chunk of the gold at all. But I did at least finish this morning yesterday's yarn, and I need to wind up today's yarn, because I mean, it's probably a good thing that I don't wind it up right now, because if I sat and wound it up, I would sit and do some knitting, and then I would run the risk of being late to work on a day where everyone's going to have 100,000 questions for me with this market. So it should be good. It should go swimmingly. But anytime there's something different, and anytime you've got members of the community coming in, and anytime that you've got you know, a whole day activity rather than the day broken up into classes, it causes a lot of anxiety, not just for the kids but for the teachers as well, because teachers are control freaks, let's be honest. That's why we go into teaching. We enjoyed school, and school is all about structure and control. Makes us sound terrible. Teachers are good people, don't get me wrong. But at this end of the year, we're very exhausted, and it's been a long, hard year with teacher strikes and not feeling appreciated by the government, and lots of extra government rollouts of things that we have to do in the next few years, and it's just continuing on the back of all of the curriculum change that was already happening. And it just feels like every time it comes for a pay increase, the government gives themselves a hefty pay increase, and then they go stingy on the nurses and the teachers and the police officers, and then they wonder why we're all out on strike. It's a hard job. We are at the coalface. I do love my job, but I'm certainly not in it for the money. But we are in a cost of living crisis, and we are in a difficult time worldwide. It's just hard when you're up against a government that values themselves so highly to just put no value on what it is that we do in any of those fields. But that's my political rant over. I will now try and be less of a sad sack in the morning. All right, so I am now going to brush my teeth, pack up my stuff. If you're wondering why I'm wearing my watch like this, since someone pointed out that they got rid of their Apple Watch because it feels funny on their skin, I can feel the magnets. I think it's just my brain. So now I'm just moving my watch around, and sometimes it's on my wrist, and sometimes it's on my arm, and sometimes it's here. Maybe I just need to get the ankle strap and be done with it, or just stop wearing it for the holidays. But I just really like having the data, and at the moment, recovering from the concussion, I kind of feel like I need the data to see that I am actually making progress, because there was a lot of time with the concussion where I didn't reach my 10 hours of standing goals, which is not standing for 10 hours. It's taking more than 20 steps within an hour, and I didn't meet that for a whole day. Like, there were several days there where I got 7 standing hours, which meant that at some point during 7 hours of the day, I was up on my feet to take at least 20 steps. Not in a row, total. So the standing hours is a really small one that's never been an issue for me before, and it's always been, you know, 16, 17 hours of standing during the day. But to see that number just plummet, and the number of move, whatever units of movement they are, being so low, when I was used to filling the circle before school because I was going for a run, and now I barely finish the circle by the end of the day. And as for the exercise minutes, it's only set to 30 minutes, and since July I think I've completed my exercise minutes maybe 3 or 4 times. Yeah, so I mean, I am feeling better. I did complete my exercise minutes yesterday, and my standing goals and my movement goals. So I like having the data. The data is handy. But yeah, it does feel weird having my wrist with the watch on it. All right, now I need to find out what I've done with my dog and pack up and go to work. 2 more days of school. It's day 11 of Vlogmas, and yeah, I will hopefully show you some of the yarn that I got. But I'm also trying to track down a Christmas present that got delivered to the wrong address, and hope that the other yarn that I ordered for making Christmas presents arrives in time. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably have enough yarn in my yarn stash. It's just really difficult to get to my yarn stash because everything is construction materials, so it's easier to buy yarn. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. Who's with me? Woohoo! Okay. I will now pack up. I will now go to work. It's got imperative. I will see you later on, and there may or may not be any shots of the market going through. I just really don't like... Yeah, I worry about people, consent, the internet, you know, all of those things. So I don't tend to include too many things in my videos that have other people in them, and I definitely don't include anything that doesn't have anyone's consent, or anyone who can't give consent. So, because I work with teenagers, there are a lot of people who are too young to be able to know what to do with their image. So, if you see any footage, it's going to be either footage of people I'm related to, my nephew, or just products. So I'm hoping to show you some of the products, because some of the things these guys have made are just incredible, and I'm so proud of them all. But there are 83 market stalls. It's a big market. I really hope people show up. That's the other thing. I hope people show up. I hope people buy stuff, because we set it up so that the kids could make a little business, make a product, sell the product, and all of the proceeds, all of their profits are theirs. They just keep it all. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. All right, I'll catch you later.
At 29 and I find myself wondering, what did happen to the last 10? I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this